Hello, this is Nathan, better known as CrazyhermitDM, and this is my podcast, The Hermit's Homebrew. Joining me today is Brent from Langeministudio as we talk about Dungeons & Dragons and tabletop gaming. And from what I'm understanding, the community consensus is 5.5 is not a required thing to move forward with 5.0.
Even Jeremy Crawford said that.
Yeah.
Where he was like, if you look at if you're playing 5.5, if it does not specifically say something, you can default to the 5.0 rules.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Or you can
ignore it completely.
Ignore it completely. If you're going to 5.5, then by all means do that.
Yeah.
But if you do not want to play 5.5 and you just want to stick to the 5.0s, then it's not required for you to upgrade.
Yeah.
Or it's not even upgrade or just switch.
It's not even an upgrade. Yeah, it's more of just like a lateral transition.
And that's what all the editions are in different senses, even though some are completely different systems. They're just lateral transitions or different architecture.
Speaking of like lateral transitions and stuff, one of the things I am looking forward to like really kind of get my teeth into is when the Monster Manual comes out. I think they said something about they're gonna try to update the challenge rating system, which in my opinion is one of the big downsides of 5.0.
Me and Chase were just talking about the other day. I am a firm believer that is number one, the weakest part of 5.0.
Mm-hmm.
Whether I was saying, I really hope something changes, because we're sitting there watching, he was watching the World of Warcraft, the new expansion, because the new expansion just came out. And the pro players are all rushing to these mythic difficulty raids to be the first that kills whatever boss.
The big bad, yeah.
And then Blizzard will reset it to a normal difficulty after, and all that for these other people.
For the non-professional players.
Yeah, Team Liquid is in first last time I knew, by the way.
Okay.
By the time this comes out, you'll probably know the results, because this will probably be a couple weeks after we record.
Yeah, it'll probably already be done, yeah.
Because we're so far ahead in our content.
Not a bad thing.
No. The other thing I do want to mention, and it's something just coming from experience, is I guess I have never actually done a 0.5 transition in edition. I went from 4 to 5.
Uh-huh.
That was a full edition change, completely different.
Oh, that was a pretty big radical change.
That was a big radical change, and I fell in love with 5th.
Oh yeah,
because I'm a storyteller DM, and that just it clicked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My other players at the time didn't care as much because they were more about mechanics and all that. It's not safe to say, but we just don't play anymore because that divide grew over time.
Yeah.
So I wanted to stick with this edition, but if the 5.0 to 5.5, you don't have to go out and buy the one book now. By next spring, all 3 books all at once, then just strictly play that. You don't have to do that.
Nope.
It can be a gradual transition. Mm-hmm. And like we've been saying, you can go back and forth.
Oh yeah.
And that is somebody that has 15 years of experience talking to you, and then somebody that has 20 years experience talking to you. I think combined, I was doing the math the other day with all 3 of us, putting our combined efforts in. We have over 40 years of experience talking through this podcast into this community.
Yeah, I'm still learning.
Yeah, and we're all still learning. We're still new to this just as much as anything. And I'll say it once, I'll say it again. Embrace anyone's homebrews or house rules. There's a good reason why they probably have them at their house and all that. Don't be that person's like, I only want to play it raw or anything like that. It's like, give it a chance first.
Yeah.
If you don't like it or we don't fit, or if you, and that's a good rule of thumb if you are with a new group.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same as not saying it's a job by any means, but treat it as the same as a job. It's like, put yourself on a probation period.
Yeah.
If after like a month or 2 months or how often you play, 4 or 5 sessions, I'd say. If you're not clicking or you really are not, if you feel that you are not having fun, if by the end of the night you are not walking away saying, I want to play again, there's a clear indicator that that's not the group for you. And me and Brent have both played with those people.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
We've both we both know a former draconic sorceress or the former illusionist in our first campaign, and we there was plenty of times where we got done with that campaign, but we wanted to play so bad that we kind of put ourselves in that bad situation.
Yeah.
But at the end of the session, I know there's more than one time for you because we talked about it, or there was almost every other session where me and the draconic sorceress were talking after game about how things went and all that, and it just we weren't really all that thrilled
Mm-mm.
at
Yeah.
the time. We were loving the story. It just was the
Yeah.
setting,
Yeah.
and not even that D&D setting, just the play setting.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And that's what kept me coming back is the story we were telling, the setting that we were in. I was enjoying learning about all of that and exploring all of that because it wasn't Forgotten Realms. It wasn't Eberron, which is my favorite setting.
Yeah.
It wasn't all of these pre-existing written down in a book settings. This was a brand new setting that we could
You guys were the
Flesh
building
out
block.
with-
You guys were the building
yeah,
blocks.
we could
for.
flesh it out as we went along.
That illusionist is now basically the arch-fey version of, in quotations, the librarian. She holds in our setting. She said this once we got to level 20 because I put in Epic Pass, which is a thing I borrowed from 4th edition.
Which I think is really cool.
Yeah. And I'm developing kind of a way on our Patreon right now to release, to show everyone how to kind of do that. And like a formula of how to do that with a 5e system.
Yeah.
Or at least convert it over. And she became the librarian. She wanted to, I believe in her words, hold the alliteration of almost every book, minus like whatever our version of like legendary books were, like the Necronomicon or the Book of Exalted Deeds or the Book of
Yeah, she wanted to be like a plane jumper going around and collecting all like the rare knowledge and like
and that's what I told her. I go, I'm more than willing to do that, and I'm willing to say that there's a chance that your librarian in quotations will have some of these books, but she will not have them all.
All. Exactly.
I go, even on my standards of rule cool, which that would be really cool, that's housing too much power.
Yeah, there's going to be some stuff that the gods are going to keep to themselves.
Yeah.
That's like, this is the only written record of this in existence, and it will never leave my bedside table, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, or it's going to go in my vault, and it won't see the light of any day. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's going to be stuff out there that does, not get out there. Well, even the Book of Vile Darkness of D&D lore, there's a couple of copies of it in existence. No one knows which one's the original copy, penned supposedly by Vecna himself.
I think it's 3, and I think it plays off. I don't know at the time. It was a book called The Club du Mas, which is the movie The Ninth Gate.
Ooh, yes.
And there's
Johnny Depp. Yeah.
And Frank Langeministudio, who, for any of you other 80s fans, also played Skeletor. But there's 3 copies of the book by the devil, and all 3 of them are actually legit books of the devil. It's just you had to combine them 3 to figure to kind of modge podge them together to figure it out. Sorry, spoilers for the people that haven't seen a 30 to 20-year-old movie, but
yeah, either you saw it or you didn't, and you're going to or you're not. So.
For all his faults as a person, I do love Johnny Depp in that movie.
Yeah, he's a good actor. You may not agree with his personal choices or whatever, but
he's one of the people I can separate his work from his personal life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I don't agree with everything he's done.
No, there's no one out there that I will 100% agree with.
No.
Which, okay, cool, whatever. So yeah, it's, going back to that, even in game, let's say Yvette gets a hold of one of the books of Vile Darkness. A good DM could have her run into another book of Vile Darkness, and it'd be completely different.
And that's And that's exactly, since we're kind of talking about this and kind of on the backside of this conversation about just taking different homebrew things. If you have an experienced DM such as myself or a pop culture nerd, I'd so do that.
Oh yeah.
Especially in high level play of, okay, you're seeing, you own now the Book of All Darkness. You know that there's two other owners of this. You know who those people are. Straight ripping off the plot of that movie.
Oh, straight up. Yeah.
And they let you look at your copies, and then you start noticing there's differences between all three, and there's similarities, and you start documenting the differences. And then you start realizing, oh, all three of these are legit.
Yeah, they all can be legit. They all have different information in them. Like some chapters can be removed, some chapters can be reordered, some chapters can have the same titles but can be completely different. And they all three could be 100% accurate. And that's your job as the new occultist or whatever, is to figure out where it is and why are they different.
I guess metaphorically that could play even just since we're talking just about homebrew lore here or how to adapt different things, that can play to the different editions as well. Just you have 3 different editions here, and you can Mod Podge them together to form your own 5.25. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly. You can do whatever you want. Yeah, it come out with a like a gamma version. This is D&D 5 gamma. Whatever.
Whatever you want to call it. It's your game.
Yeah, it's your game. Have fun.
But for sure, talk about it with your group. I know I do, especially. We talked a lot about it in our first opening session about how I play, what I play. Most people have played with me before, so they knew what to expect. The only person that hadn't played with me is, unfortunately, Vicky. But like, I did take it. I set her. We won't get into it too much, but I did set her up for a lot of success and a lot of openness of like, you have amnesia, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
So.
Which can be good.
But she felt like a fish out of water. But it's like, this is how your character feels too. So you're still playing it right.
Yeah, with her character, if she has complete amnesia, she's like, oh, what's this green stuff that I'm walking on? Oh, that's called grass. Oh, okay. That's an extreme whatever.
Why is there her? If you're Star Wars, why is there 2 suns?
Yeah, exactly. Why are there 2 suns? Yeah, exactly. There's 2 suns and no women. Yeah, exactly. So, and that's some of the stuff that that I like in this game is the exploration, which is one of the things that I will be hyping up in my campaign. You will be going to Terra Incognita. You're going to start in the Underdark. Okay. Which anyone who knows D&D knows what the Underdark is. But you're going to spend a couple of sessions there. Then you're going to go to an area that no one at this table has seen or even read about. Even your characters won't even know what this is. And that's kind of what I want to do, is have the players and the characters at the same point of what is going on here? Where are we?
And like, we're playing in what started out, I feel, is my own personal setting. It was developed through that first group heavily, and then I kind of took it off as my own. But like, this group has definitely like helped me come up with different ideas and hodgepodge things. So I really don't feel like it's now, and I don't know if a lot of DMs get to say this, and I don't know if that makes you guys jealous, but I don't feel like it's just my setting anymore. I feel like it's my groups, because they've contributed so much. Do I get to, in a way, say what's canonical and what's not? Yes and no. But, like, I know you and me have talked about starting off in Svartheim or the Underdark or that type of theme of setting, and that, because like in our world, Svartheim is literally a different. There's 9 realms. There's literally 9 different planes of existence, or different.
There's 9
worlds.
different. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So the Underdark itself, is there an Underdark in the material plane? Yes, but it's a lot more minor and remote and a lot less fantastical.
Yeah.
Could there be that fantastical thing of the material plane? Oh, hell yeah. I'm sure there probably is in different parts of the setting that I have not developed or even explored myself.
Explored it yet, exactly, yeah.
Half the material plane hasn't even been explored, and if I ever get a chance to play on material plane or run it again, I already have one nation that I'm going to play in that's hasn't ever been explored, and I've been developing off and on.
Nice.
Because I'm going to throw you guys basically on the opposite side of the world.
Nice. I'm here for it. I'll be there session 0. Hell yeah.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hell yeah.
But those are the different things that you guys can use as you guys are developing your own rules, your own settings, your own anything. Take from whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
I am looking forward to seeing all 3 books. There's a couple of things that are coming out that I'm really excited about because Wizards had a thing that came out at Gen Con. They did announce next spring they were bringing out a new Forgotten Realms campaign setting guide. Really, really looking forward to that.
Okay,
There is talks. I think it has been confirmed that they're bringing back Greyhawk.
Okay.
The OG guide setting.
Okay.
Which Mordecai himself and Tasha of Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Yeah, and Melf and
all them. They all originated from the setting. And they all appeared in that Vecna Eve of Ruin book. Like most of them did. Like Tasha appears, Mordecai does. Like because they go to fantastical places. I think they go to Greyhawk in that book.
Oh wow!
They go realm hopping to go stop Vecna.
Oh, because that's also where you go the original Vecna books like Die Vecna Lives.
Yeah.
All of those. Yeah, those are in Greyhawk.
Ooh. That is the one thing that I do like about the Vecna book is you start it in Forgotten Realms, you start off in Neverwinter, you go to Eberron, you go to Dragonlance, you go to Greyhawk, you go multiverse hopping to go stop. You fight Mishka the Wolf Spider.
Nice. Okay.
From the Rod of 7 Parts back in 2nd edition. And they statted her out. I got to see her the other day.
Nice. Okay.
She's nasty. She's nasty.
Well, I get it. If we get a chance, I'm going to use that because Toph hates spiders. So,
I mean, I have the giant one from Dungeon in the Box.
Dungeon in the Box right there. Yep, absolutely.
We had a more working relationship. But I think that's about all I can think of with this. Did you have any final thoughts?
Just hit the high points what we talked about. Just be open to the change.
It can be intimidating.
Yeah, just take it one iota of information at a time.
We had mentioned like even me and Brent. I think Chase is a little less because Chase is super chill and open to anything, but even I myself is apprehensive to certain things. And I don't know if that's just ideological views or just because it's different.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
And that's something I got to come up with on my own. Off microphone.
Yeah. And just be open to the idea, dip your toes in it, read up on it, do your own research, and experiment with it. Look at what rules you like, look at what you don't like. And if you don't like something, maybe try to do find out why. Like with me, I was against the idea of 2024 D&D coming out. And I realized that it was because I was not liking what Wizards and Hasbro were doing as a corporation, not as a product. So I have to work over that idea of separating the product from the company. The product can be good, and you still not agree with what the company is doing.
I mean, and there's other ways you can acquire the 2024 rules. I mean, if you want to hold off, wait till you get it from a secondhand vendor, like half-price books.
Yeah.
Because then you're not putting it into Wizards' pocketbook. Yeah. As if that's what you're worried about, is you don't want to feed that.
But ask to borrow with friends.
Ask to borrow with friends.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a fine line, too, because, I mean, you want to support your local gaming stores at the same time. You don't want them to go buy 30 copies of this book and have them just sit on the shelves and not support them and have them lose money, because then you're not supporting your local community.
Yeah, and if you're at your friendly local gaming shop and you see a copy of the book on the shelf, pull it down and try and see if there's a table that's not being used for a game and flip through it, you know?
I'm all about supporting local gaming stores, but I also understand that there are people that just can't afford full price books.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And that they have to go to places like Amazon or digital sellers and all that, where that sell it for like a mark off.
Yeah, exactly.
Do so if you need to.
If you need to, yeah. You got to do what's good for you.
I'm not gonna put you down for that.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely
We've all been through those transitions in life.
There's you look at my shelves of my gaming books. A couple of them are ratty as hell because I've gotten them from like libraries that were selling off their old stock or.
I love.
Right?
That's how I've acquired a couple second edition things. It's just somebody came and or somebody was like working with my ex at the time, and hey, you're so and so's into D&D, right? Yeah. Here, we're cleaning out our stuff. You can just have these.
Yeah, no one's checked this out in years.
I got the second edition player's handbook and a couple modules.
Oh, you lucky bastard.
I got Adventures into the Unknown for free. And that is considered like one of the top 10 things.
Lucky bastard. Anyway. But yeah, I mean, there's different ways to get it. There's different ways to get the information. Just be open to reading about it. And if it's not for you, cool. Keep playing 5 or 4 or 3, or keep playing, Dark Sun or Pathfinder. Who cares?
If you're diving deep into 5.52 and you're excited as I am about some of the things they are announcing, I'm not diving deep into 5.5. I am going to admit. I'm going to hodgepodge the heck out of it.
Oh, yeah.
I will slow it. And like I mentioned before, if you're not going to dive deep initially, gradually go into it.
Yeah.
You can go back and forth between 5.0 and 5.5, so
yeah.
It doesn't matter. But I am very happy to know that Keep on the Borderlands is going to be the starter set.
Okay.
For 5.5, which I consider fundamentally one of the best starting things, because you have your keep on the Borderlands, and there's 10 different dungeons all the way around.
Nice.
So you can go to these 10 different dungeons, which are typically 1 to 2 session dungeons.
Oh, okay.
And then you go back to your keep, you go back to your safe hold, and then the nice thing about it is, especially like way back in the day, like let's say, or say, well, for instance, we experienced this last campaign. Nick is only able to show up every 3rd, 4th session because of family issues or any
family work, whatever.
Yeah, family work, whatever. I know his kid got sick quite a bit there during the spring before he transitioned to a different group, unfortunately. But at the same time, his character can stay at the keep and you guys go on the dungeon, and you don't have to come up with a reason in the starter set adventure why all of a sudden so-and-so's character is shadowed out.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
No one needs to take his character and pseudo-play him. That way they're not feeling overwhelmed playing 2 different characters. It is a very, very good choice in my opinion. It's one of the better choices for a starter set.
Oh, there you go. Okay. See, I didn't know that was going to be the starter set. That's cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They announced that at Gen Con.
Nice. Okay, cool. Fantastic.
But with that, I think that's all I have on this. So, roundabout, I've said it at the beginning of this. I said it halfway through. I said it in part 2 of this. Do you need to change editions? No. By no means, no.
Yeah.
If
play
you want to,
what you want to play.
Go play for it, for sure. Play whatever you want to play. Use whatever rules you want to use. It's the same message I've been getting up on my soapbox and saying for about 50 episodes of this podcast at this point. But with that, I will call the night. Hey, tabletop gamers. Thank you for watching this episode of the Hermit's Homebrew. We come out with new episodes every Wednesday. Remember to like, subscribe, and share with your friends as we continue to level up and grow.